Hola, buenos días, estudiantes. Hi, students. Today we're going to read the book Pancho Rabbit and the Coyote, A Migrant's Tale. Hoy vamos a leer el libro Pancho Rabbit y el Coyote, A Migrant's Tale, escrito por Duncan Tonatiuh. Entonces, ¿qué quiere decir migrant en español? Suena como un término inmigrante, sí, inmigrante. ¿Qué quiere decir una persona que emigra a otro país? Exacto, quiere decir que se mueve de su país de origen, de donde nacieron por muchas razones. So a migrant moves away from their country, their home country, for a variety of reasons. So now that we know this, we're gonna know, let's infer what's gonna happen between our main characters, Pancho and the Coyote. ¿Qué va a pasar con nuestros personajes principales, Pancho y el Coyote? ¿Cuál va a ser su relación entre ellos? Vamos a investigar para leer el libro. What do you think will be their relationship in the book? Let's get started so we know. All right, so here we are. One spring, the rains did not come and the crops could not grow. So Papa Rabbit, Señor Rooster, and Señor Ram, and the other animals from El Rancho set out north to find work in the great carrot and lettuce fields. There, they would earn money for their families. What does the word rancho mean? ¿Qué es un rancho? It means, and it sounds like the word ranch, but not the salad dressing. It means a field, like here we have other keywords, like the great carrot and lettuce field. So a rancho is a place where farmers grow animals and crops, right? So in the setting, there was no crops growing, so they had to move away. The parents had to move away so that they could go work. Many harvests went by, and it was finally time for Papa Rabbit to return home. His family was preparing a fiesta, a party. Everyone on the rancho was excited to see him, especially Pancho Rabbit, his eldest son. I heard Mama telling Senor Duck that Papa saved enough money in the norte so he won't ever have to leave us again, Pancho told his brothers and sisters. They were helping Mama cook Papa his favorite meals, mole, rice, and beans, a heap of warm tortillas, and a jug full of fresh aguamiel. So here we see the mom cooking, right? And the little kids, yeah, we can see the illustration right here. Tortillas, rice, and the mom here is making the tortillas. The musicians arrived and began to tune their instruments while Pancho and his sisters hung papel picado to decorate the patio. The rabbit's friends from the rancho began to arrive. ¿Qué es papel picado? ¿Alguien sabe qué es papel picado? Es decoraciones, aquí lo podemos ver. ¿En qué otras celebraciones? ¿En qué otras celebraciones ocupamos papel picado? Exacto, fiesta. Lo ocupamos para Día de Muertos, Day of the Dead, to decorate the altars, para decorar los altares, ¿verdad? Muy bien. They listened to música. They listened to music. They ate mole and they waited and waited, but Papa Rabbit did not appear. He must have had a late start, said Mama Rabbit. Maybe the weather was bad and he had to find some shelter, said Pancho's younger sister. They waited some more, but still Papa Rabbit was not to be seen. When it got dark, the musicians and the guests said their goodbyes and headed home. Your papa will certainly arrive by morning, Senora Duck told Pancho and his family. Why do you guys think that Papa Rabbit did not show up to the party? Do you think something bad happened? Why didn't he come home? After waiting and worrying long in the night, the rabbit family finally went to bed, except for Pancho. I have to go find my father, he thought. He packed Papa's favorite meal, mole, rice, and beans, a heap of still warm tortillas, and a jug full of fresh aguamiel. He placed it in a mochila, in a backpack, and carried it on his back, and headed out. So here we see the little rabbit family sleeping, and Pancho sleeping. Do you think he was scared? What does aguamiel mean? Does anyone know what it means? So aguamiel is the juice of a plant called agave. And here is a picture of an agave plant. Sometimes we use it as decoration in our patios and our front yards and stuff. And some of them we can see it in parks around the city. There's agave plants all around San Antonio. And they make water out of it. That's pretty cool, right? Pancho followed the stars north. After walking a while, he met a coyote. Good evening, little rabbit. Where are you going? Good evening, Senor Coyote. I'm going north to meet my papa, who has been working on the carrot and lettuce fields, he replied. It'll take you days and days to get there on this trail, he replied the coyote. I can show you a shortcut. That is, if you give me that sweet and spicy mole you have. I smelled it a mile away. Pancho did not wish to give his father's mole away, but he missed him terribly. As long as it gets me closer to Papa, he said, and he let the coyote have it. The coyote led Pancho to the train tracks. As the sun rose, he showed Pancho how to jump into the passing car. The train was running so fast, poor Pancho almost fell off. What do you think he's feeling? Look at his face. I think he's scared, right? I mean, he had to jump into the train. They rode atop the train, zooming through the countryside. When the train slowed for a curve, Pancho and the coyote leaped off. We must now cross this river, said the coyote. Señor Coyote, I don't know how to swim, said Pancho. The water was murky and rushed by very fast. He was scared. What does the word murky mean? It means dirty, muddy, and dark. And we can see that in the picture, right? It looks really dark. The colors are black. We can see the waves right here of the current of the river. So Pancho was really scared about this, right? Él estaba asustado. El agua estaba muy oscura y tenía corriente. I can help you reach the other side, said the coyote, but I will be exhausted after I do. Once we are across, I will need to eat the rice and beans you are carrying to regain my strength. Fine, said Pancho, as long as it gets me closer to Papa. The coyote picked up a tire that was jumped on the riverside. Pancho gathered all of his courage and held on tight. Splash! They jumped into the river. The coyote helped him float to the far bank, and although he did not want to, Pancho gave the coyote the rice and beans just as he promised. Poor Pancho, right? Look at his face right here. We can see he's still afraid, but he loves his dad and wants to get to the other side. The sun was high in the sky now, and Pancho and the coyote walked on and soon reached a very tall fence that separated the south from the north. It was impossible to jump or climb. There is a tunnel we can use, said Coyote, but there's snakes watching it. If you give them the tortillas you're carrying, I'm sure they'll let us through. As long as it gets me closer to Papa, Pancho said and sighed it. This is a sigh. So he's tired. He doesn't know whether to trust the coyote anymore. The coyote talked to the snakes. They agreed to let them pass, but demanded every single one of Pancho's tortillas. Pancho and the coyote entered the tunnel. It was dark, narrow, and very long. We can see Pancho still being scared, and he had to give up his tortillas to these evil snakes. They look scary. When they emerged, Pancho, emerged means when they came out through the other side. Pancho and the coyote were on the north side of the fence. They were in the norte. The afternoon sun beat down on them, and there was no shade. The coyote pointed to a hut in the distance. A hut is a house, una casita. We can spend the night there, he said. In the morning, I will take you to the great carrot and lettuce fields, and there you will find your papa. Pancho and the coyote walked under the desert sun. That must be really hot, right? Look at the sun. It's really hot. We see that here in San Antonio. We can't go in the summer. En el verano no podemos salir porque es muy caliente. Entonces, imagínense caminar debajo de el sol en el desierto. Pobre Pancho. Ha de tener mucha sed. Y lo podemos ver en sus expresiones. Están cansados y tienen mucha sed. Pancho and the coyote walked under the desert sun. Poor Pancho's feet ached. Give me some of that aguamiel you have, little rabbit, said el coyote. I feel dizzy. If I don't drink something, I will collapse and we will never get there. Pancho gave the coyote some aguamiel. The sand and air were scorching hot, and Pancho felt dizzy. He was very thirsty, and he drank the remainder. As long as it gets me closer to Papa, he repeated Pancho to himself in a daze. What do you guys think about Pancho? Should he trust the coyote? He has taken all of his food. Every time he gives him something, he's taking advantage. Yes, he's taking advantage of him, right? I don't think he should trust him very much, correct? Yeah. When Pancho and the coyote reached the hut, it was dark. Estaba oscuro. The coyote built a small fire for light and warmth because the night in the desert was freezing cold. I am hungry after all that walking, said the coyote. Do you have any more moles, little rabbit? No, señor Coyote. You ate it all. Any more rice and beans? No, señor Coyote. You ate them all. Any more tortillas? No, señor Coyote. The snakes ate them all. There is nothing left. Not even a drop of aguamiel. In that case, said the Coyote, I will roast you in the fire and eat you. Se lo quiere comer. ¿Ya vieron? Pancho ya no tiene nada más que hacer que darle. Entonces, ¿qué le dijo? Que se lo va a comer. Ay, no. With a cry, Pancho leaped for the door. He was the fastest animal back in el rancho, and normally he could outrun the coyote. But he was tired from the long journey. Estaba cansado de el viaje. Ya no podía correr tan rápido como antes podía. He could not reach the door. No podía alcanzar la puerta. He could not reach the window. No pudo alcanzar la ventana. All he could do was huddle in a corner as the coyote slowly approached. Lo único que podía hacer era esconderse en la esquina mientras el coyote iba más cerca hacia él. Está muy asustado, ¿verdad? Suddenly, the door was thrown open. Who entered but Papa Rabbit with Señor Ram and Señor Rooster? They soon had the coyote racing outdoors and far away with his tail between his legs. What does his tail between his legs mean? En español, este es un dicho. El dicho es la cola entre las patas, que quiere decir que está avergonzado, que fracasó y que se siente mal por haberle quitado toda su comida a Pancho. Panchito, mi hijo, dijo Papa Rabbit as he gave Pancho a hug. I thought I would never see you again. A gang of crows attacked us, said Señor Rooster. They took all of our money and gifts we were bringing back to our families and left us stranded in the desert. We heard your cries for help, said Señor Ram. Your papa recognized your voice. We ran to you as fast as we could. Papa, said Pancho, I am so happy to find you, and I know the way home. Su papá lo encontró. Hicieron que se fuera el coyote. ¿Cómo se ve Pancho ahora? Está aliviado de tener a su papá otra vez, ¿verdad? Veamos qué pasa. So Pancho led Papa Rabbit, Señor Rooster, and Señor Ram home. When they arrived, there was a big fiesta. Otra fiesta. There was mole, rice, beans, warm tortillas, and fresh aguamiel. And música for everyone on the ranch. There was music. Pancho told his brothers and sisters all about the dangers he and Papa faced. Please don't leave us again, said the rabbit children. We were so worried for you. I don't want to leave you, said Papa Rabbit. But the crows took all of our money. If it doesn't rain enough again this year, if there's not enough food or work here on the rancho, what else am I supposed to do? We will have to leave again. I will come with you, said Pancho. We will all go with you, said Pancho's brothers and sisters. Let's hope it rains, said Mama. So, do you guys think that Papa Rabbit will go back to the north after this? There's a possibility, right? Yeah. But are the dangers worth it? All that Pancho had to go through. But they need money, right? They have a family. He needs to protect his family, right? And give them food, shelter. And yeah, but look at them. They look so happy with the fiesta, all together again. You can see Pancho's face. He's happy to be back with his family. Para terminar, vamos a leer the author's note. Una nota del autor. En español, la palabra coyote tiene dos significados. Es el animal y también es un término que se le da a las personas que cruzan inmigrantes del lado de México a Estados Unidos. It is a slang for a person who smuggles people between the U.S. and Mexican border. Entonces, como podemos ver, el cuento es una representación de cómo los inmigrantes cruzan la frontera. El coyote no es una buena persona. Representa a los coyotes que cruzan a las personas inmigrantes y toman ventaja de ellos, quitándoles sus pertenencias y dinero. Él no está ayudándolo al 100%. Pero es una realidad que tenemos que aprender y espero que este libro les ayude en sus clases. Muchas gracias.